Alrighty, this video is long overdue for some certain phones, but since I just got these, I figured I'd just mix them all together. But today, I got some new phones that I'm going to show off that are part of my collection now, kind of similar to what I did to the last one. But I have too many to show off, so I'm not going to make it a really long title. Even though surprisingly, the one I posted last one, where I showed off the 4S, SE, and the Tab 3 is actually starting to get a decent amount of views. It's like 400 views already. I think it's the Samsung Galaxy Tab 3. That's really interesting, people. But these will be the last ones I collect for a little while because my bank already hates me as it is. So yeah, so I have them all stacked up because of the types of phones they are. They're mostly iPhones, and I have some other cool ones here. So alright, enough chatting, let's get to the topic of the video. So I'm gonna start off here. I have two Blackberry Curves, 3 iPhone 5's, well 2 5's and a 5S, and then 2 iPhone 6's. So we're gonna start off with this one. This one right here, I just got it today in the mail. This is the Blackberry Curve 8330. So this one is kind of similar to the one I showed off last year, the Blackberry Curve World Edition. I actually gave that one to a friend because that one's really boring. Now this is the real deal. Because this one, my parents used to own it back in the day when I was in elementary school, like the late 2000s, early 2010s. That my parents owned one of this, the exact model, and it was by Sprint as well. Now this one it's seen better days. The Blackberry marking is coming off. I think the keyboard's a little loose. Also, I can kind of feel it. The back itself is really clean. I really like the look of it. Like this, it's so cool. And this material is very easy to get dirty. As you can see, there's marks everywhere. And yeah, let's turn it on. This one, I got it set up. Look at that screen. The camera's picking it up really bad. There's a little scratch right there. Yeah, this camera is not doing very well at picking up the screen of this. It's not very good. But yeah, this one's a pretty cool phone. As you can see, it's pretty similar to the World Edition, the Blackberry World Edition that I had last time. It's pretty similar. They look the same mostly on the front. If you turn it to the back, then you notice the difference. This one just looks better overall. And this one was the Sprint, also like the last one. This one's a very old operating system. So nothing super in particular that's like special, but you know, besides this being used to be my parents' phone, it's pretty nostalgic. So there's some stuff here. The thing actually was passcode locked originally, but what I did is I just attempted to put the wrong passcode like 10 times and it erased the whole phone, and now I'm good. But I can't remove the passcode for some reason. There's a lock next to it when I try to disable it, meaning it won't let me for some reason. I don't know what issue that is. But yeah, so nothing special here. Let's see. I actually haven't even seen if this thing has games yet. Oh, this thing is kind of glitchy. Camera. Let's look at the camera, because camera has been disabled by your system administrator. What the hell? Okay, I guess that kind of explains why. This must have been a work phone or something. I don't even know. Now I see why I can't turn that off. Okay, maybe I'll have to contact the seller and ask him about what's up with that. But yeah, this one again, it's not super special. There's a game here. We got Break Breaker. That one's a classic Blackberry game. How do you start new game? Yeah, this one's a classic Blackberry game. You know, I played this one a lot because a lot of my family had Blackberries when I was a kid, so I'm pretty familiar with this stuff. Come on, I better get this little blue pill before. Oh, okay. Just in the nick of time. And we got another one coming. Come on, get it. Yes. And we got these last two here. Alrighty, yeah, this one's gonna take long. Let's just go back. So this one isn't super special in particular, but I am pretty aware that this might be a work phone, because it says system administrator. So I'm gonna talk to the seller and ask him about it, see what's going on with this. So again, this one, I like the keyboard and this one looks really cool. Oh, there's already someone else's number on here, and it's the same thing with the other Blackberry. They didn't have their number erased. So yeah, that's random numbers. Don't call them, please. I don't really feel like blurring them out just because yeah, there isn't much on here. So again, it looks like the camera's disabled for some reason. What about voice recording? Oh, I can record. This works at least, but I remember I used to do like recordings on my mom's old phone when she used to have this, and let's just say they were very cringeworthy. But yeah, I'll figure out how to remove the administration restriction so I can at least access the camera, and so now I see why it doesn't let me remove a passcode, because there's an SD card on here as well, and for some reason I can't have the support for that on, meaning it cannot recognize the music I want to put in it. So I'm gonna figure out how to fix that. But yeah, that's just this one. It's nothing too special. I like the way it looks, the way it feels. I remember this, the voice styling. 2008. This from when this phone. This kind of reminds me of GTA 4 for some reason, because this phone is as old as that game, and every time I pull up the phone, it's one similar to this. So actually, it's kind of cool using this, because usually these phones make me think of GTA 4. But that's the Blackberry Curve 8330 from Sprint. Nothing too special about it, but it's pretty cool. I'm gonna figure out how to fix the administration restrictions. And over here, we have another Blackberry Curve. This one is the 8530. Now this one I also wanted to have when I was a kid. This one my parents never had, but I finally got it, and this one is so cool. It looks so clean. This one works perfectly, and you can see I like the design of it. So if we power it on, this one has no passcode on it, so that's cool, and it's not administrator restricted. So yeah, again, the cameras. This one has a way better, cleaner design with the keys and all that. So actually, let me compare the two. This one has a trackpad, which actually feels much better than the trackball, even though yeah, it's satisfying. But honestly, if I had to use one of these two, I'd prefer to use this one. This one's also running a newer operating system, and it looks really clean as well. Like, it just feels better overall, and as you can see, there we go, screen's looking better. There's a couple more things on this one. This one has a internet browser, and I mean, I don't think it works, because here, let's try YouTube. If I go to YouTube, well, I mean, actually, it's not worth trying it, because it's going to load. And I mean, this does have Wi-Fi connected to it. That's cool, I guess. But you know, there's a lot of or it's really slow. You know, it's really slow. As you can see right here, it's not even gonna load. But I mean, the internet browser does exist. That's cool, I guess. There's this one. Oh, this one actually has sounds and ringtones on the settings. Not that one doesn't. We got, what do we got here? Messages, maps. This one has maps, but it doesn't work. As you can see, yeah, that doesn't work. What else we got? Media. I have music on here. I actually managed to get some music. These are some that I've used in some other tech reviews. So, which one should we try? I want to see. Let's try this one. This one's a classic. So you can see, because this one has an SD card as well. This one has volume controls as well. You can pause it. So this was probably really convenient. You can adjust the volume. But yeah, pretty cool around. I'm gonna figure out how to fix that. I've been saying that, but I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of bugging me, because I wanted to have similar experiences on both. But that one is administrator lock, so if I can't find a fix, I'll just ask the seller. This one has the same ringtones as the other one. I did kind of show them off in the other Blackberry World Edition. These are pretty similar, and because I gave the one to my friend a couple months back, so kind of hearing these again, it's like nostalgia hits again. This one, the camera does work on this one, but it's really bad quality. As you can, yeah, you can see it for yourself. It's darker in person. It doesn't look that good, and oh man, that's pretty bad. 5 times zoom. That is pretty pathetic. I started there on purpose. Has voice notes recorder too, and we got a couple things set up. Clock. Has a cool looking clock. It reminds me of the Blackberry flip phone, which is kind of similar, and that one is still up on the roof since last May. So that thing is probably water damage because of all the rain, most likely, and the snow too. Sprint navigation, that's a thing. Doesn't work though. We could try search, but there isn't much to search. Oh, you just search for contacts. Instant messaging. Some other old apps Google Talk, yeah, it's an app people used to use back in the day. We got Yahoo Messenger. Yahoo, I think, doesn't really work with a lot of things now. It's just with emails and browsing, I guess. Windows Live Messenger. This one definitely doesn't work, and definitely not this one either. Sports and entertainment. You got NASCAR, NFL, Sprint TV, Sprint Music Store, Pandora. and Pocket Express. Nobody uses these anymore. I don't think so. The only one I would probably think would work is Pandora, because I know a friend who still uses. Oh, but never mind. I forgot. It doesn't work. So, yeah. Blackberry App World. Oh, this is an app store. It's having trouble connecting to the. Oh, okay. So that was like an app store. Social networking. You have MySpace and Facebook. I don't know about MySpace. Facebook. I had a Facebook. It doesn't work though. Yeah, cannot be found. I think mostly because the servers are down for BlackBerry. Downloads. I guess just files, applications. You got MemoPad. You know, there's actually a lot more here than the Curve 8330, but the Curve 8330 is still cool. This one has a lot of games. Break Breaker, I showed you guys that one. Wordmole, that's another classic one that I used to play. So let's give it time to load. It's gonna take its sweet time. But overall, this definitely looks cleaner, and they're only a year apart, like the 8330 and the whatchamacallit. Oh, you can adjust the volume. And the sounds are actually, you know, nostalgic. Like hold on a second. That I remember I would hear that all the time. So let's quit the game. Let's see what else we got. Just some other card games. Really boring crap. And yeah, that's the Curve 8530. So actually, this one had a little bit more than the Curve 8330. But this one, again, it's not administrator locked. I don't know why. What's up with that, or why the guy gave me an administrator locked one. I'll have to figure out how to disable it, or if not, I'll just ask the guy if maybe, I don't know, exchange it or something. I'll figure it out. This one looks cool also. I like the clean look of the back. Compared to this guy, there's less stuff on it, but I definitely like them both for the way they look, because they're unique in their own ways. And yeah, they run different operating systems, completely different, as you guys can see. This keyboard doesn't light up though. Oh, actually no, it does, my bad. It was just dimming because of the power. But yeah, this one, they use different cables. This one uses the bigger micro USB, and this one uses the normal micro USB, that in case if Androids were still using them, which I don't think any of them do, but like modern micro USB, this is the one right here. I know some Sony cameras, like the point and shoots, use micro USB. Even my Sony vlogging camera uses a micro USB. Alright, that's enough of the Blackberries. Now let's go into the iPhones now. So this right here is a silver iPhone 5. This one is running iOS 8.4.1. This one I actually downgraded it, and it was a huge hassle downgrading this device in particular, primarily because this thing has a baseband issue. So when I tried downgrading it, it would keep saying activation error. It would mainly be because of the SIM card. And afterwards, what I ended up doing was I had to connect it to iTunes. That's how I managed to set it up. But then afterwards, because when you downgrade to iOS 8, you have to reset the phone. And then when I tried setting it up, and after the setup process, it would freeze for 2 minutes. And like every time you try to move around, you can't do anything. And when it actually unfreezes, it only unfreezes for 5 seconds, and it freezes back for 2 minutes. Went to Reddit to find out how to fix this, and the solution was to turn on airplane mode. And I had airplane mode on for a while, and it did fix the problem. And then afterwards, I turned it back off, and now it works perfectly. So I haven't had any problems ever since. And that was like 2-3 weeks ago, somewhere around there. It was like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. It runs really fast, as you can see. It's pretty responsive, you know, compared to the 4S on iOS 8 or even the 5 on iOS 10. So this one is I have pretty much the same layout as my 4S. But yeah, this iPhone was actually my first ever iPhone, believe it or not. Not in this color. Mine was in black, which I have one of those, that one as well, which I'm about to show off next. But I had one in black, and that one was my first iPhone. And I remember I was filming lots of videos on that soon after I got it, because of the camera was way better than the Tab 3. So again, this one isn't you know, my original one, because again, mine was in black. But I'm not gonna show this one off too much because it's on iOS 8, so there isn't much to actually show off. Besides the Cool Booter, I do have Cool Booter on this, so I can actually dual boot. Oh, and there it goes. Yeah, it always does that. Even on my 4S, it does that. You can see the Apple logo showed up, the old one. But this one is on iOS 6, and it's pretty cool. I have the other one dual booted on iOS 6 as well, because in both colors, iOS 6, at least on both 5s with different colors, it looks really nice. So as you can see here, boom, nice. We have the older apps. We have YouTube, the old classic YouTube, which I did get the run around to work in my last video, or the last tech tutorial I did, and it's already at 1,000 views. Oh, no SIM card installed. Have the old games, have my old music with cover flow and stuff, and oh, you can only rotate it this way. Yeah, looks pretty cool. I like how the home button feels. Feels cool. You can hear it. It feels really nice, and it sounds cool as well. So that's this out. Oh, okay. Sure, I guess, but it doesn't even work because it's Yahoo. Most of those servers are down. But yeah, looks pretty cool. That's pretty much about it for this guy. There isn't much to really show off. But really like the silver look of it. The white glass antenna bands and the silver color looks really, really cool. And yeah, like feels nice too. The quality of it definitely feels like I know this phone is 10 years old. It's about to approach 10 years old in a couple weeks because they're announcing like the new iPhones in a few days. But yeah, it's really cool phone overall. Doesn't feel too outdated, probably because of the SE. So this design remained relevant for 10 years. Think about that. That's actually pretty damn impressive. I don't even think 10 years ago you would think that people would still be using the design with the SE, but here we are 10 years later and it's still being used. So that's the 5, and here is my next iPhone 5. This one's in black. So this one is the original iPhone 5 I had. This one is on iOS 10, and as you can see, looks pretty cool. I really like the animations on iOS 10 when it comes to opening apps. It looks really cool. Since this is iOS 10, it has low power mode, and yeah, I remember it actually doesn't run super slow, at least compared to the 4S on iOS 9. This thing is miles faster. It's usable, honestly, and I honestly prefer using it over the 5S, 6, and 6 Plus on iOS 12. I'm not even joking. I'll get to that later, but yeah, this one, again, this was my first iPhone, and afterwards I started filming videos on it, and look at the camera quality, and yeah, you can see compared to what if I tried filming on another iPhone today, it would be completely different. But for the time when I got this, it suited my needs, because considering I was coming from a Galaxy Tab 3, I think it was a huge difference. But yeah, pretty cool. I haven't used iOS 10 since I had my original 5, so it's been about 4.5 years, so it's been quite a while. And I got this jailbreaking as well, because YouTube doesn't work. You have to jailbreak it, and this one works better than all the other YouTube apps from like iOS 8 and 9, because here you can actually search up stuff, and you know, the videos will load perfectly. So unlike with the 4S or the iOS 8 YouTube or the iOS 9 YouTube, and you can see here the videos load right away. So let's do an example. Let's search up SML. Yeah, they're still relevant, believe it or not. So yeah, you search them up, they'll pop up, you can watch the videos. And yeah, I remember this is how I found out about SML, was on this one in particular. Yeah, this is the old reel uploads and that kind of stuff.
If I can go in the bathroom and say my pee-pee in the toilet seat.
Yeah, you guys get the idea. But yeah, YouTube works now after the jailbreak tweak. I even have YouTube Capture. You can't download this anymore, but because this iOS still supports 32-bit devices, you can try it out on these guys. And this is how I started editing videos. I'm merging clips together because my cousin had an iPod Touch at the time. It was the iPod Touch 6, and he also had YouTube Capture on it. So he showed me about it. I was like, you can edit your videos on this because the clips all merged together already. So I was like, oh damn, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I filmed. This is how I edited my videos back then. You can adjust. How do you do it? Settings right here. You can adjust the settings right here. I try to connect my Google account, doesn't work. The servers are down. Google Plus, you definitely won't work anymore. So yeah, you can adjust the settings. I guess I didn't know about this back then because I always had mine at 720p. You can also change to 1080p too, so that's what I have it at right now. If I actually, maybe I'll try it out one day again and see if it'll actually work, like how it will look, because apparently there were like things where the video will automatically, like YouTube Capture will automatically make the video like warp to be stable. It's something they used to do. I don't know if they still do it, but basically if it's a really shaky video, they kind of try to make it steady so it doesn't look shaky, but it honestly looks kind of ugly. So yeah, I'll try it out again maybe one of these days. And you know, I remember a lot of things I did on this phone. When I got it, it was like after my birthday, but my iPhone 5, my original model, had a really bad problem with the battery that it took me a little while to find out that it would die pretty quickly and you know it kept getting worse with time, and until I eventually upgraded to my next iPhone afterwards, this thing wouldn't even run off the battery anymore, so it would have to be on the charger. But yeah, it was around my birthday when I turned 13, so it was like around Thanksgiving, and Christmas came, and I remember specifically playing lots of Talking Tom and Friends, and then afterward the old train simulators as well, then the old GTAs in like spring 2017. Man, freaking memories, dude. I love this phone. Like, it looks really nice too, the black and slate. It's kind of similar to what you could find on like maybe my iPhone 8, but yeah, overall I really like this. And you know, even the size for back then, for this being a 4 to 5 year old phone, it was fine, honestly. And yes, I also have Cool Booter on this one, so yeah, this one was a new one that introduced the newer lock screen sounds and the keyboard typing sounds. Let's look at that old Apple logo if it will load. Well, you were able to see it, but like the difference between the old and the new Apple logo is basically the line in the middle of the logo. Oh, this video is pretty long, so yeah. All right, yeah, just me showing off all the stuff I have, because why the hell not? If you guys think this video is long, just wait till I actually start showing them off when I actually show you guys every phone I have, because I'm gonna increase my collection, but it's gonna take a little while before I actually do that. But as you can see, got it dual booted, and yeah, it's a pretty cool phone. It's pretty much the same layout as the silver one, basically. You know, let's compare them both on iOS 6, and they look really cool. These are the only two colors for the iPhone 5, and honestly I really like them a lot. And yeah, that's about it for the 5's. Nothing too special, well, besides it being my first ever iPhone. And yeah, this black one will always be special to me, because it was my first phone. I did lots of cool stuff on it. And yeah, so next we're gonna go to these three phones, maybe at the same time, because this video is getting kind of long and they're pretty similar. So iPhone 5s in gold. This one came in today, as you can see. It won't recognize my finger. Yeah, this is cool. iPhone 5s on iOS 12. I got this in gold. This was the iPhone I thought I was gonna get, because back in the day when I first got my iPhone 5, I thought it was a 5s, so I thought I was gonna have Touch ID on it, but it didn't. And that's when I found out, wait, that's a different phone. This is the 5s, that's a normal 5. But yeah, this one's on iOS 12. It's not responding. Oh, the phone froze. Yeah, the iOS 12 iPhones are very prone to that, just because of how old they are. Yeah, as you can see, not even my 5 does that, so these things are pretty slow. It's similar to what you can see the frame stutter there, and well, it's smooth here, but there it's where you notice the big issues. Might just be because I have all these. I used to do that, but I used to do that back in the day, and I still kind of do. But yeah, it's honestly probably what I would expect from a 2013 iPhone. I have a couple stuff on here. Most of these apps still work. Most of these are newest versions, like Instagram. YouTube and Instagram are the newest versions. I think Facebook is still the newest version. These are definitely not the newest versions, or I think Amazon Prime is, I don't know. But most of these apps still have the modern version, like the newest version, which is actually pretty cool, like YouTube and Instagram. So it's pretty cool. I really like the gold color on this, honestly. You know, compared to this, I mean, the space gray, I definitely prefer the space gray. If I got a 5S back in the day, I would have gone in space gray. But I got this one in gold just to kind of match it, you know, because I wanted to have like a space gray and a gold phone in this one. So I figured I'd just get a 5S because it's kind of cheap and it's cool, you know. Most of these, while they look the same, the reason I just kind of get them is for the tech review, so I can just kind of make more variety and, you know, talk about different things. But yeah, this one is cool. So this is the first time I actually held a 5S. Well, I mean, it's technically almost the same as the 5 and the SE, but there's a couple things. But let's look at the camera. It's probably not too different from the 5s. Yeah, not too different from the 5s. I want to actually try video on this, but it's probably, I'd say it's like an in-between of the, no, actually I'd say it's pretty close to the iPhone 6 camera. The only difference is not having 1080p 60 FPS. But yeah, that's about it for this guy. It's kind of slow, but it's not unbearable. But yeah, it's not too bad, honestly. It looks, I really like this thing. This one does not have the battery throttle feature. So if I actually try to go into settings and the battery, it will not have the throttle settings. We go to battery. Yes, right there. You cannot see the capacity. It was only introduced in the iPhone 6. But I plugged this into 3U tools, and the capacity is at 93%. So that's pretty good for a 2013 iPhone. And now let's go to the 6s. I own both of these phones personally, although they're not the original ones. This was my second iPhone. I got this in Christmas 2017. And this one, I got this in July 2018 after my SE broke. So, don't mean this one's... Okay, so this is a 6 and a 6 Plus, both respectively. Oh, okay, thank you very much for that note. So this one is already giving me PTSD because I had a bad experience with my iPhone 6, the smaller one. See, look at that. It's really bad. But yeah, this is... Because this was actually probably the most frustrating iPhone to use personally, the smaller 6, because... I don't know, the size also, mine was in pretty bad shape, so this one is definitely, it looks way better. And this one actually looks cleaner too, as you can see, there's no scratch, and it almost looks in pretty good condition, like almost new condition, I would say. But yeah, this was my fourth iPhone, and this was the iPhone that I had for the second longest time. I owned this for a year and 2 months, and that was the second longest time that I actually had an iPhone, with my A Plus taking first place, about to mark 3 years in a couple weeks. But yeah, I mean, it was fine to use, for a little while, and afterwards, like, the battery degraded a lot, and it really throttled the phone. But considering that this thing was about to get unsupported, and I needed a new phone, I was like, it's not worth replacing the battery. I did originally have that thought to actually fix the phone myself, because it had a pretty cracked screen, and the home button was also not working. Finally, this one works, so it's cool. Hadn't had a working home button on an iPhone 6 in a while. And my best guess to why the home button stopped working on that 6 is probably because when I actually took this in, I took this into a wireless doctor, the phone repair shop near my house, because it actually dropped the day before. And it was actually on my birthday, where it dropped, hit the floor down here, and then the whole thing busted open and the LCD connectors broke, so I wouldn't recognize the touch. But yeah, I remember that, and I think because that repair shop doesn't fix the phones very well, so I definitely wouldn't trust them. And I think they might have messed something up where they kind of screwed up the home button connector because it wouldn't press. Touch ID still worked though, but yeah, this one is pretty damn slow. And this one has a really, really, really bad battery. It's at 55% capacity. Like, I'll show you right now. Like, I saw on the listing that the seller did mention that the battery wouldn't be the best because it's an older phone, but I did not think it was going to be so bad. Look, see, service, it says service right there. Oh, 51%, not 55. Damn, how did it go down? It was at 55 when I got this a couple days ago, so yeah, this thing was pretty heavily used, definitely, for sure. Though it's impressive in how good condition this guy kept it. It looks pretty damn good shape. Oh, almost dropped it. And the 6 Plus here, this one actually was a somewhat decent experience. I actually didn't have too many problems with this guy, and the gold color in particular looks so damn nice. Doesn't feel too different from my A Plus, although this is a bonus. Landscape home screen. This is a huge bonus that unfortunately I can't get on my A Plus because of the widgets. I'll show you guys right now, but hope you guys are rocking with the new case. It's a UAG wallet case. So you open it, and once you show it off the front here, it'll show your credit card and stuff. And I'm not gonna do that because I don't feel like blurring it. But yeah, it's UAG branded, so it's pretty damn strong. I was looking at the tutorial video on the Blackberry. But as you can see, I cannot rotate it, and that's because of the widgets. It's the widgets that because if you try to rotate it with the widgets, it would look all weird. So I mean, I do miss that. I did kind of do that a bit in iOS 13. It was after 14 that it got removed if you have widgets. But I mean, I could do it now if I wanted to. I would just have to remove my widgets, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I remember when I first got this in Christmas 2017, it was actually pretty good. It was a huge upgrade over my iPhone 5. It was a big, this is the first plus size iPhone I ever had. It had a much better battery. Still wasn't great, but it lasted me way longer. It wouldn't die randomly. And yeah, overall it was cool. It was also on iOS 11 at the time, which was the newest one. And iOS 11 is known for really, really bad experience, but for me it was fine, honestly. And there was a problem with it though. There was actually dust in the lens, so if you try to actually if you try to actually open the, right now it looks fine because I mean this one is a different one, but it's pretty similar to what the camera I showed you in the 5S was. Only this one has 60 FPS recording, so it's pretty cool. You can see it's really smooth there. But this thing had had dirt in the camera lens because it was actually a hand-me-down phone from my dad, and he does landscaping. So yeah, he's been doing that for years, and you know, it had dirt in the camera, so it was all foggy and stuff. Originally, I was gonna get that fixed, but then my brother broke his iPhone, so I gave him this one, and he gave me some money to buy an SE. And that's kind of where the whole story took off from there. But yeah, the month that I had this iPhone 6 Plus, it was actually a really nice experience. I remember specifically I wanted to actually start doing gaming videos, and this was my first source of it. Basically, I had like some Minecraft Story Mode, Grand Theft Auto, a bunch of other just mobile games that were popular. Heck, I even tried to do Fortnite, but that was not until my SE because this one doesn't work with Fortnite because it only has 1 GB of RAM. And yeah, basically the 6 and 5S they're pretty similar phones when it comes to spec wise. They're only a year apart, but they're pretty similar when it comes to spec. And just look at the gold color. So if you had both of these back in 2014, you would see the drastic difference. Definitely prefer the gold of the 6, though the 5S one definitely looks really nice though. And yeah, this one's the controversial Bendgate phone. No, I'm not gonna try to do that. if I did it with the one I broke, my original 6, because that one was already broken, so I broke it even more. I tried to bend it. I did it somewhat, but I'm not the strongest person, so it didn't work out the best. But that's about it for these phones. I took 30 minutes showing off all these phones because I was just talking about, you know, differences in them and like why they're unique to me and why I bought them. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Sorry if I took up a lot of y'all's time. If there's any fans of mine still here and you watched through the whole 30 minutes, congrats, I guess. My voice is getting tired because I talk too much in these videos. And yeah, guys, so that's gonna be it for this video. So sorry I haven't been posting a whole bunch. I'm not doing FDLC videos anymore until I get a new computer because my computer is really starting to annoy me. And I've also right now just been busy with school, you know, because I'm in college now, so I've been kind of busy with that. Also, right now I'm trying to get my life together again with like more things, like learning to drive, finding a job, and that kind of thing. Those are my primary focuses right now, so I'm kind of staying away from YouTube for the time being. And tech reviews, I guess, I don't know, I'll figure out when I'll redo those. Maybe, well, it's already September, so maybe we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can restart them this month or next month. I don't know. I want to at least have some by the end of the year already. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. So my voice is tired. You guys are probably tired if you heard me, so I'm going to shut up now. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.